Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pink Portal podcast. I am Adam and this is Clay. Say something funny.
What a guy.
I know, what a guy. Sigma male right there. and today, actually, you know what? No, first, we wanted to give a big shout out here to Reviewer 2016.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You didn't even tell me you were going to do that.
Yeah.
Nice of you, Adam.
Oh, I know, like just off the cuff there, but yeah, he's been with us since the very beginning. Yeah. He's really been following. Yeah.
He's getting the honorary guy award. When we say what a guy, we are referring to Reviewer. He is that guy. Mm-hmm.
So hats off to Reviewer 2016.
What hats?
Oh no. See, that's something only he's gonna get. I hope.
I don't see any hats. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
See, there never were any hats.
The real hats were the friends we made along the way.
Anyway, this week we are going to be talking about World Guy, another guy, and World Girl.
Oh, jeez.
Without further ado, can you kind of lay some groundwork here? Tell us who these characters are.
Okay, so Reviewer was asking about us talking about the card game already, and I'll tell you that World Guy, his origins start in the card game.
Oh.
Because all those years back when I was making cards for that card game, I made up this random guy, and his name was World Guy, and I kind of touched on it in the Avengers episode that I just I just think it's so funny having, like, if a person's gonna be a superhero, instead of being like World Man, just World Guy. It's just it's ironic. So
Casual.
we have the casual. So yeah, we have World Guy, and he's kind of like if Captain America was a dork, and he doesn't have any powers or anything, and and that was pretty much all he was. He was just this scrawny guy until about a few years later, when I was talking about the whole Clayman thing. That's a whole story for another time. But I was like, "Hey, Adam, if you had a Clayman universe equivalent, it would be World Guy," which was just this character.
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of like how World Guy got his background. It's because, are you fine with me sharing that?
Oh yeah, sure.
So Adam's going to college to become a teacher, and so I was like, World Guy's if Adam is supposed to be World Guy's whole thing is he's just this goofy he's this goofy like social studies teacher who dresses up as a superhero. And that's his whole thing. And then he kind of just laid dormant there. Like, I didn't know what to do with him. It was just kind of like, there's World Guy. What are we going to do with him? And this is where it's going to go into World Girl, or Blue Mike Wazowski Planetina here. But
that was a saga.
So I touched on this in the Jess and Morty episode, but don't take the likeness of these characters prematurely. I don't even remember when that trailer released. It was like May or something.
Mm-hmm.
May or April. But they released a trailer for Rick and Morty Season 5. And for a split second, literally a split second, we saw our first look at Planetina, but we had no idea what she was or who she was or anything. But I was like, one day I'm like, hey Adam, what if we take this girl and make her like an enemy to Jessica, and her whole thing is she's like this super powerful superhero who has all these powers, and she's trying to impress Morty, and she's trying to like take Morty from Jessica.
Yeah,
But like
most of
Morty's
Yeah.
always like, eh. It's like not impressive. And then, as you know me, I'm always trying to shove all my stuff down the throat of the Jess and Morty saga thing. So I drew I drew World Girl, I drew Planetina, or World Girl as I called her at the time. And the whole joke with her was she's supposed to be this super powerful superhero, but she is sidekick to World Guy.
And I want to clarify here that like Planetina wound up being more of a Captain Planet, but when we were creating World Girl, her array of powers is closer to like a Supergirl.
Well, like I knew she was supposed to be Captain Planet,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was just like, we're gonna make fun of her, and she's like, well, she's gonna be an alien whose planet was destroyed.
Yeah.
And then she came to Earth and had found her powers or something, and she entered the Avengers West Coast. See, I perfectly timed all the episodes so you have the context for all these.
Yeah, clever.
How smart am I? She joins the Avengers West Coast and ends up being sidekick to this this goofy teacher. And her original personality was she was just always snarky and nihilistic. Like the original picture I drew of her, she's got her arms crossed, and
Mhm.
she just doesn't like her situation. But then as time went on, we kind of like, this was still before the Planetina episode even happened, honestly.
Yeah.
This is all like June, like early June, late May. As time went on, we still didn't know anything about her, and Adam was like, you shouldn't have. You should hold back before you do all the.
I'm like, you're gonna regret it.
You're gonna regret it, and I'm like, full gas, no brakes, baby. But
that episode hit like a sack of bricks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
That did. So she went from being this snarky, mean girl to she started being more nice, and she like didn't regret being sidekick to World Guy. And then I don't even remember when I said it, but I was like, hey, what if like there's this twist reveal that World Guy was actually World Girl's father the entire time, and it's a father and daughter relationship.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah.
Rather than just teacher, student, and hero sidekick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of how the relationship went. And it was like, well, the lore for that is when Mr. Whack, aka World Guy, was in college, he met a superhero, and some things happened, and about 17, 18 years later, this girl comes knocking at your door. So that was the whole lore for that. And then the episode actually aired. So all this happened before we knew anything about the character. Like, we didn't know the name of the character until like the day before the episode aired.
Yeah, with the teaser. But I was telling him like, okay, World Girl is a pretty good guess. Like she's gonna be Planet Girl or World Girl or something. But Planetina, yeah, wow.
Yeah. And so after that whole episode aired, which, geez, like Adam said, a sack of bricks, you know, it was like we were kind of like, well, do we? What do we do now? It's like, do we just keep going with this and expect people to think this is a different character,
Mhm.
or how are we going to do this? And the solution we found was, well, we can still keep that whole Planetina arc that happened with Morty and Planetina, but instead we do it with Mr. Whack and Planetina, and have it happen back in like the 90s when, you know, she was at her prime. And the so that kind of fit with our already established the father and daughter relationship. Her mother is Planetina, so World Girl's mother is Planetina.
Yeah.
And the whole Morty and Planetina thing happened with Mr. Whack and Planetina. And I was kind of like, Mr. Whack is too nerdy and too weak to actually commit murder to the Tina Tears, you know.
No.
He wouldn't do that. So we changed it to a very long and boring legal battle where she got her freedom. Because, you know, we try to keep it PG-13-ish here. I mean, sometimes we'll push a little bit farther, but we're not gonna try and make straight up murder and gore here.
I mean, it's more realistic, to be fair.
But that being said, immediately after Planetina was free, she went and did all the things she did in the episode extremely violently. It was off screen. You guys just have to accept that. And
But then it's like a sort of a Kingdom Come thing where Captain Marvel kind of lost faith in himself. Planetina kind of lost faith in the Earth, right?
yeah, she gives up on Earth after Mr. Whack breaks up with her, and she just gives up on Earth, and she goes and starts life anew on a new planet, and without anyone there to like break her heart or anything, she starts a new life. She like finds a new planet to inhabit, and she becomes the new queen, and she wants to makes it like a green recycling utopia. And about 9 months later, she gives birth to Carla, or World Girl, and she has a new boyfriend at this point. And you know, things are finally looking up to it for her.
He's just a Rex, but an alien.
Yeah, Rex, but he actually predates Rex. Actually, General Hector Horus.
Yeah, just your Zod type.
AKA not Zod. If that's his real name, he's not Zod. But then, so they're living on this planet, and you know, everything's going fine until the planet gets destroyed.
Oof.
Oof. By something.
You know, I think I don't know if I'd mentioned this at the time, but it would be cool if we could kind of tie that into the destruction of the Federation, maybe.
Maybe, possibly. Mm-hmm.
That's some possible lore there.
You guys are getting some like, I don't even know what he's talking about. So you guys are getting super ahead of time lore here. We're gonna have to discuss this when we get done talking here, Adam. Hmm?
Oh, of course.
Oh, you guys get some hidden
Oh,
gems on this show. Why do we only have 2 watchers, Adam?
I don't know. They can't handle us.
You don't understand. You don't understand what quality lore and content you're getting from this.
For real.
For realsies.
Super lucky.
Yeah. So, anyways, the planet gets destroyed, and Carla, World Girl, is able to make it to an escape pod in time, not at time,
There you go.
and she gets launched to Earth, and that's how she meets Mr. Whack. So there's a lot of steps in between that, but that's kind of how we save the retconning. So yeah, I like what we have now, and I don't think we could have ended up with what we have now if I didn't jump on it early. So
Yeah, I mean it's probably for the best not to have another anti-Jessica nemesis. Just another kind of above average intelligence young adult woman with some kind of power. I guess we've done too many of those, so it was a nice change of pace. How World Girl ended up and how Planetina ended up, I guess.
yeah, and she's just there in the library of the Rogues Gallery for whenever we need a villain. That can be a whole arc, honestly.
Just
Because when I made that picture, like the evaluation picture where Power Man's checking in on World Guy and World Girl, since all the since all the since all the Planetina stuff happened back in the 90s, like Diesel Weasel and that, he's like fat and he's got gray hair and he's balding because he's way past his prime. That's the whole joke. And everyone on Earth still thinks World Girl is Planetina because they look exactly alike. The thing is, she wants to break out of the shadow that her mom left, and so that's why she wears purple and goes by a different name. So there's your hashtag lore for today.
Man, we really got to read the evaluation story though, because that
Oh
one
yeah,
that's my
yeah.
favorite.
The evaluation and the other one, Grandma's Party. Those 2 are hilarious.
Yeah.
We will read those 2 someday. But for now, the clock has been ticking for a long time, and Adam has a lot of editing to do, doesn't he?
Yes.
Hopefully. But yeah. So I'm not sure what we're going to talk about next week because we were actually planning on doing a Rick and Morty season 5 review, but then they pulled the whole "well, it's going to be next month" thing. So we're going to have to push that off to next month, and then the week after next week, I'm going to go on vacation for a week, so you're not going to have an episode that week.
Maybe we could talk about the card game, like our VIP, real MVP asked for.
We could, but I mean, I feel like that's a later subject. Reviewer, I'm sorry, but we will talk about the card game, just not right now, all right? Just stay patient. We will talk about it someday. Okay?
We still love you.
We still love you. Just don't make infant cousins. I swear to God.
Oh no.
No. All right. About to head out. Adam, do you want to put a funny clip in, or are you just going to say nah to that?
Yeah, I think I'll pass there.
Okay. Then we will catch you next time. Peace out.